Hello and welcome to my talk episode on YouTube channel today. Today the world is discussing on something very important. Guess what is that? We are discussing about a safer and healthier workplace. We want a healthy environment, a safer environment for all of us at our workplaces. Our workplaces make a lot of difference to us. It's the place we get our daily bread, the place that gives us a major source of income, for some people an alternate source of income, but it doesn't have to be the place that takes our end, right? So today we'll be discussing about having a safer and healthy workplace. Once more, I'm Dr. Occupational and you're welcome to my channel. I'm also known as Dr. STM. Yes, you're welcome back. So today, 28th April 2021, we'll be discussing exactly what is contributing to the things that give us the hazards. I'm just going to be quick about it. We are discussing these things under 5 topics. So let's take it. The very first one is things we call physical hazards. Now, what are physical hazards? These things are just physical machineries within your workplace that can harm you, can even kill. Imagine, for example, a tractor at a farmer's place. The tractor, instead of leaving the farmland to till, is now working on you, the farmer. Just imagine something like that. Or as a doctor, you're operating on your operation table and then you end up, instead of using the scalpel where it should, for some reason or the other, you're cutting yourself, right? So these things are just the physical things you have around you, and these things pose a lot of harm to you. So sometimes it may just be a minor cut, other times it can be as grave as whatever. Now, that's by the way. So the second one we should be talking about is what? The biological risks. Anybody who doesn't know this one, that's fine. I'll explain biological risks for you. Did I say almost? The whole world last year was posed with these particular risks. Now, biological risks are living agents, microorganisms, the risk that these things pose. It could be bacteria, it could be fungi, virus, and the rest. Last year, COVID-19, gotten from the coronavirus, taught us if you don't know what are hazards, biological risks, the biological agents that give this hazard, last year you will learn it by force, because COVID-19 gave us a very, very illustrative element of how can biological risk make or mar our workplaces. So if we bear these things in mind, we can even make better decisions. Before last year, many persons felt their work could not be done from home, right? Many persons feel you must be physically present before you do these things, and people do not even see hand washing as basic necessity. Talk more of using things like sanitizers, and nobody ever thought that face masks would be a fashionable thing today. But apparently, this particular biological risk from coronavirus has shown us a new way, and that is what we are facing right now. So we've talked about the physical risks, and we've talked about the biological. Now the other one is the chemical risks. The same last year, there was a massive explosion in Beirut in Lebanon, a very massive one, and along the line, people got to start investigating what caused this. I mean, certainly it took lives and it caused many people harm. Sometimes occupational risks are not just to the index person working there, it's pressed out to the person's family. That last year's Beirut explosion, many persons are actually attributing it to ammonium nitrate, a chemical within the pots said to have reacted with another chemical and all hell went loose. So chemical risk can pose a lot of risk to us, especially if you're working in an environment that has to deal with lots of acids and that, and once they get to mix wrongly with each other, God help us. Then the other one that often people do not imagine or talk about is the radiation risks. Many of us work in an area that emits several radiations at different times, some ionizing, some non-ionizing, and our body absorbs these things without knowing, and we see it as the normal, right? Now, these things can be a risk for us in the long term. Most cancers are actually as a result of mutation from this exposure to radiation. So sometimes when you find yourself in that environment, please discuss with your management to find a way to keep it at the barest minimum, or at least give you a radiation protection. For example, those who work in x-ray departments in hospital, they have a way to protect themselves because literally they are chronically exposed to different sorts of radiation, so they have to protect themselves at different times. And then the particular one that made me want to do this video, the psychological risks. Many people do not consider psychological hazards as a major thing. It's just about 10 to 20 years ago that people began to began to think about mental challenges from health work. Imagine people who are being sexually harassed, imagine people who are being abused, people who are being threatened for speaking the truth, and the rest. Even sometimes people's family gets kidnapped simply because they are due for promotion or they perform better, and these things pose psychological risks to that worker. So the more we care, the more we go about kind enough, the more we become more humane in our doings, the better for the world, the more productive a worker is. I have always advised CEOs, managers on having, even if it's a group medical attention for their workers, is a worthy investment, because you're uplifting the spirit of the workers, and anything that could have caused them to perform less than they should would actually be harnessed and taken care of. Some of these things could be mental challenges. So you have a role to play in making sure that we have a safer place, a healthier place for everyone in the workplace. You could be the worker or you could be the employer. Whichever one you are, please make the world a better place. And that is why I'm here today to talk to you about the world celebration today on safer and healthier workplace for everyone. Thank you, and remain with me. Once more, I'm Dr. Ifnais Telomaris Anyanwu, also known as Dr. STM. Subscribe to my channel, see my other videos, and subscribe to see more videos as I bring them out for you. Thank you.